Hello everybody, Johnny Chris. Day 6, so tomorrow, potentially moving the spawning ropes. As I said in my earlier video, don't really want to put all my eggs in one basket, quite literally, so I've separated a fair few fry to get today. I reckon I've got in the regions of sort of 1 to 2, maybe even 300 in the bottom of here. It's literally in the last hour become more apparent, and how many I actually have. We give the spawning ropes a bit of a shake off. I bought a new koi net for fry, and yeah, a couple of scoops, and you soon realising that you're taking out, 20 or 30 a scoop. So there's a couple of hundred there. Again, we can see a few Daphnia bouncing around. They're releasing eggs, the ones that can't be eaten. That's helping out in terms of the feeding. Still haven't manned up enough to put a filter on any of my tanks yet, so I'm doing slow water changes, a couple of cupfuls in the morning, replacing it with a couple of cupfuls at night. Seems to be working in terms of a couple of hundred, and touch wood, out of the 200 that have been here for now 24 hours. And as you can see, I don't think I've lost maybe one, which is obviously maybe good, maybe two, which isn't, it's only 1% in the grand scheme of things. So running short on my brine shrimp again, so I'm going to make another batch again tonight and start another tank. Daphnia in there are now 3 days old and 4 days old, so they're becoming a bit bigger. And I'm going to top this top tank up again tonight, up to the top, and then tomorrow night drop it down to the same level, and then put this into this tank, and then hopefully the smaller ones. You can see it's a bit more cleaner today. I don't know if it's because they're eating the algae or what, but there's quite a few little ones, and I encourage everybody, should they have koi fry, to get Daphnia. It is such a productive way, and I appreciate it. Again, I keep showing this tank, but all I've done is filled it up, and the rainwater's done the rest. There's a few leaves that dropped in the last couple of months, left them in there, and the water's green due to planning to breed. So like I said, there's a couple of hundred fry in there. They seem to be feeding well. I think the scariest thing from a hobby's point of view is you don't know if you're feeding 50 fry, you don't know if you're feeding 500 fry, or if you're feeding 1,000 fry. Now, the good thing about the Daphnia is what isn't eaten, they're reproducing smaller, and I think that's quite a decent way of working out what's what. So I'm just putting some more clean water in, just because I'm scared of the ammonia. So I lift it up probably the other side of the dirty line, 6-7 inches. All the spawning ropes will be gone tomorrow. I don't know if you can see the bottom with my iPhone camera, but I'll try and put you into the shade and turn my back to the sun, which I have to say is probably our summer. So yeah, I don't know if I hold this still on the bottom. I can't really see it, but there's quite a few. All those little bits in the water effectively are koi fry. And they're sort of here, there and everywhere really. There's a couple there, and touch wood, I've been really lucky. So yeah, we're looking to empty this after another 24 hours, so possibly tomorrow evening, being Friday. And then yeah, come the Saturday, I should literally take out probably a spawning rope tonight, another 1 or 2 again tomorrow night, and the rest on Saturday morning. Give it a quick change, fill it up, and see if we can do breeding part 2 on Sunday or Monday. But touch wood, I haven't really had many fry die on me yet, which is fantastic. It doesn't really go well this well for me. If you watch all of my videos, there's not really much that I would have done or have done. It's funny because last year I had a few problems with fry, and my partner literally said to me, it's because you're doing too much with them. And I think I was being a bit over the top, and equally I also appreciate in this hobby you can be a bit relaxed. So I've got 2 airlines. I put a little thermometer in, I've put a little temperature gauge in, that's set to 26, and as I said, it's 2 meters by 2 meters. Topped up the water to 400. Put a female in one night with a male, and then the following male the next morning. Come home from work, 8 hours later, I had literally dozens and dozens of thousands of eggs. You know, I'd love to know the number. I don't even know how you'd work it out, but it literally looked like it was snowing in the bottom of my tank. If I take you over to the other corner, it'll probably still show you just how many there are in the light. So that white is literally because that's eggs. I mean, my tank's green. Just excuse the flies and whatnot. As I said, I haven't really had the guts to put a filter on yet, just because I was a bit scared, and I still am. I don't think, you know, I mean, feel free to correct me. Nice clump of fry down there with some clumps of eggs, so still success. And try not to disturb too much of them. I'm only ferrying out like the ones that get in really sort of the top 6 inches, like this guy and this guy over here. You know, the ones that are sort of coming up to me, I'd assume are ready to be shipped out. There's a few that haven't really left the bottom, so I don't want to disturb them. I certainly won't be making the move first. I'll let them make the move first. And yeah, been quite lucky really. So I think you could move them to another tank safely, but this side of the tank's a lot cleaner. Don't really know why. Maybe it's not quite level and the eggs have rolled. Didn't know. I've got a bottom drain in it, but I've turned it off, so it'd be interesting to lift that. And all I brought was scaffold netting. So I brought scaffold netting, which is already doubled up on a roll, and it's similar to this. So I doubled it up, stuffed it down the bottom drain, turned it all off. And I've literally just opened it ever such a capful, so just literally a tiny tweak. It's dripping away, so it's dripping away. I top it away at night. Like I say, fingers crossed I've stopped anything going down the bottom drain with the net, because I literally stuffed it in there with all of my might, should we say. So yeah, no, it's still exciting times. Haven't lost too many. There's one there that I've lost, and a little white guy there. So you know, it's not all hunky dory. There are and will be, but I still think I'm in the 1% threshold of what I've lost. In terms of my hatch rate, I'd move it up from my original 30% to now probably 50%, maybe even 60%. I mean, it was pretty impressive. I've always been interested in all my videos. There's a dirty mark over in this corner. I don't know if you can see it. It basically goes down there and in there. Sorry for my phone focusing on my finger, but I was always interested in what that was. Now I can get right close to it, and I still don't really know what this dirty line's about. It wasn't there prior to breeding. It could be algae with the sunshine, and maybe I've left that in the shade. I don't 100% know what that is. But and again, if you look, I don't know if you can see, if you look right down deep, I say deep, so I appreciate it's only 400 or 500 mil, but there's still plenty of fry on the bottom there. So be interesting to see when I clean that corner up what that is. Whether it's, I don't know what it could be. Condensation, I have no idea from the outside, where it's pressed against the insulation. I don't know if that's even possible. I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo what that is. But yeah, so just a quick update to say that I've managed to scoop out probably 300. So my plan is top that water over the weekend, see if I can fish out another 300 or 400 tomorrow, and I reckon I've got in the regions of 3,000 to 4,000. There's, you know, a significant number. So I set up a measuring tank, which is, you know, decent size. Fan vault underneath 4 feet, so it's got to be pushing on 5. So, so that's a 60 centimetre measuring ball. So you can sort of get some scale. So that was what I've filled up this tonight. Gonna let the sun warm it for the rest of this evening and tomorrow, and put the additional next 300 or 400 in there. I also got to apologise if I'm offending anybody at this point, because I'm learning. I'm only as good as the internet. I've had a little look at Wikipedia, I've had a little look on YouTube. So I'm going to put 300 or 400 in here, 300 or 400 in there, and keep whatever I can in there, maybe sell a few. Appreciate there's no real guarantees on eBay of success rate in terms of delivery, so I've bagged up plenty of fish in the time and sort of moved them on. So I'll keep this 3-tier setup of food going. I'll keep the big green tank going over there, which is about 1,600 litres in there at the moment. I'll keep the blue tank going, and I'll keep the keep this one going, do water changes and see which is more successful. I can only assume that these ones would grow because they're in the warm or in the inside, so it's not heated, it's just a stable. Potentially I can monitor their food a lot better because effectively I can put the Daphnia in the brine shrimp behind me and literally watch them eat it and watch them swim after it. I can literally see Daphnia bouncing around in there with them, and I know roughly how many's in there. I know roughly what I'm feeding them. In this one, again, it's going to be 300 or 400. They're going to have twice the amount of space as these guys, and then in there twice the amount of space, 6 times the amount of fish. So it'd be interesting to see what sizes I get, and I'll give you an update over the weekend. Thanks so much. Bye.